Actually, because I just gave me my 30 day. I'm moving out of where I'm at now, moving back into the morning over in Windsor Heights. So I'll be a little bit closer to the action. Right.
You're going to be closer to the kid. Okay.
That's right.
That's not that far away from Windsor Heights.
See?
You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah, exactly. Okay. What the hell was that?
So the consensus.
Oh, we're just skipping over that. Okay, go ahead.
The consensus of that conversation was that we were in agreement that.
Well, here we are, gentlemen. Once again, SquadKast podcast, episode 32. 32. All right. How's everybody doing today?
Well, marvelous.
Everybody still COVID free?
COVID free is all right.
As far as we know, right? What if we're all asymptomatic and we've had it? Not only that, we've had it multiple times, even because we know now that that's possible. But we're just so unaffected that we don't know. Wouldn't that be crazy?
That would be crazy. I don't know. I think I had COVID at one point, bro. Before it was like super big. Like, because there was a time where I was like sick, not like deathly sick and nothing, but I was coughing and all this other shit. I didn't have no fever per se. I didn't lose taste or smell or nothing, but I don't know. I was
which
fucked
would be
up
weird. How would you know that you didn't that you lost your taste though? That would be the weirdest one. You wouldn't know until like dinner time, right? I mean, or otherwise, would you just like, my mouth has no flavor in it?
No, your sense of taste. So maybe like tasting something that you normally know that you eat and it don't taste the same or something. I don't know.
It could be
hours. What I was gonna say
hours before you realize that you've lost your sense of taste.
Nah, I don't know, because if you go to get something to drink, if you get like a lemonade or something and you go to drink it and you can't taste nothing, then that confirm it right there.
That's true.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But with your question, I was gonna say, back in December, before all this shit really hit major, my child's mom ended up getting sick, and she was like had all those symptoms, but they didn't know what coronavirus was back then. I felt like she had that shit because everything that they said, all the symptoms she had, like basically not being able to get up out the bed, like she was under the table for about a whole week or so, like maybe 2 weeks. They ended up giving her antibiotics, but they didn't know what it was. And that's why I felt like that's what I thought it was, honestly. And,
and you didn't get particularly sick? See, but then me and DJ got sick, so Black's asymptomatic. He got me and DJ sick, and here we are now, immune to it all. Crazy.
Yeah, I was wondering where that shit came from, because I got sick out of nowhere. Like, ain't this like, hold up.
Hanging out in the studio.
Now you gotta backtrack and trace your steps, and it all points back to you, motherfucker.
You ain't shit. I wasn't shit, motherfucker.
You was the outbreak. You was the outbreak in the United States, motherfucker.
You fucking stupid.
Got the military hunting for you right now.
I'm not that type. You lucky I'm not the type to call the authority, because I had the CDC, I had the CDC and all the motherfuckers all up in your shit, brother.
Hey, bro, don't do that. I told you that was all the way back in December. What the hell you talking about?
That's when the shit started, brother.
Yeah,
what you talking
exactly.
That's when it started.
First week of January was rough as hell for me.
See? That's Black. See? I told you.
Well, it didn't start till about February.
Oh, now he's adjusting the timeline all of a sudden. Now, actually, you know what I think about it.
I'm talking about the major hit, fool. I'm talking about.
Now that I done told the whole story,
you can't cover that up. No, you can't. You done fucked it up, brother. You can't cover that up.
I tell you, Black, don't ever be on first 48, bro. You cracking. Your story's gonna immediately knock. You can't keep your story straight, okay?
Yo, they're gonna be so mad at him. He done had 8 different versions of the same story in 2 minutes.
He's asking for his food. You know, let me get my burger. Let me get my burger. I'll tell you what you want to hear, okay?
I told y'all no onions. See, now I gotta wait.
Yeah, now you gotta wait.
Now I gotta wait.
Yeah, fucking retarded.
All right. Well, obviously, to continue, that is, the nothing but tragedy has struck over the last week. I think what 2 more cats getting gunned down, let alone that shit in Boston still popping off. These riots are still getting fucking crazy out here. I mean, excuse me. I really don't know what that's about. I mean, I do know what it's about, but this shit is just, it's nuts on both sides. And now it seems that people are on both sides are just bringing guns now. Everybody's bad. And that shit is even wilder. We're seeing lots of riots in this country, but not so many. Since the 1800s, when everyone was just carrying a gun anyways, that was the last time so many people had fucking guns at these goddamn. It's fucking getting out of control. That being said, I was watching a Vlad interview, and he had Jamil, what's her name, White, I think,
Hill.
former
Jamil
ESPN Hill. Excuse me, yep, Jamil Hill.
Jamil Hill.
Former ESPN journalist or newscaster. I don't even know what they call themselves. You know, it's not a real job, but she ended up getting fired actually because she did try to turn it into a real job.
Oh my God!
She did turn it into it.
He said that's not a real job.
Ain't no real job.
And you saying that's just not a real job. Wow.
Professionally reporting on people playing games.
Wow.
Job,
yeah, that's not a real job.
You a cold piece, yo.
That ain't no real job.
Piece.
Ain't no real job. They're doing more flipping burgers at your favorite fast food restaurant than any sports journalist out there, okay? Simple as that. Y'all just watching the games and talking shit. That's all that is. I digress. Let me digress, gentlemen.
You ain't shit.
But he did put to...
you ain't shit.
What's that?
You showed us how much you ain't shit. 2 weeks in a row.
You should have been on this. It's 32 episodes into this, Black. 32 episodes. You should know this by now.
Y'all call me misogynistic, and you just sit on Jamil Hill being an analyst.
No, I'm sitting on her profession, not her as a female. So, in fact, I have a lot of respect for her integrity because she did try to turn it into a real job, which got her fired. Which got her fired, calling the president a racist. But Vlad asked her, and you know, we've all heard this question before. Why do you think that more Black Americans don't just move to Africa? Because, you know, I've heard of some folks, obviously we all have people moving to Africa. And in most cases, it's a wonderful experience. It seems they're reporting back like, "Hell, it's pretty good over here. Come live in a better land than dealing with what's going on in America." But still, a lot of Black Americans just don't move to Africa, you know, in the search for a better world and culture. Interesting enough, most people who do are usually older Black Americans who have, usually they're retired or they are just people who are more established and have a little bit more money to kind of make a bigger decision like that, which might be a clue as to why a lot of Black people don't. So I was just wondering, why do you guys think more Black Americans don't move to Africa in an effort to, you know, live amongst their people in a better and theoretically a freer society, perhaps?
Brother Black, you can go ahead and go first. I'll go after you.
I think, like you said, I think it's getting there as far as what a lot of people knowing about, you know what I'm saying, the motherland and want to go there to visit, that sort of thing. But I don't think it's hit mainstream where everybody's on this whole push to wanting to go back and actually live in the motherland. And to be honest, the most I'd probably say I thought about going was like to Ghana and stuff like that, but I've not really done no real research about trying to really go. Mm-hmm. So I would be part of the percentage that ain't really put no real effort into really trying to go. But I honestly feel like, I feel like mainstream doesn't pump Africa as a whole as a good place to go to. They always pump it as this violence and this, that, and other. But everybody I talk to, Somalians here, and you know what I'm saying, Liberians, they all, you know what I'm saying, say it's a nice place. It's just certain areas you might might not be able to go to, but all in all, it's beautiful cities over there, you know what I'm saying, just like over here. but like they don't push that narrative here. So that's the reason why I don't feel it has that right connotation when we think about Africa. But that's just me.
Brother DJ?
I just want to say, forgive me for being long-winded with this.
Sure.
With this response,
you are forgiven, sir.
I believe that I agree that that message is not being pushed as far as brothers and sisters here in the United States, go back home where your ancestors, originated from, and, find who you are as a people and whatnot. That's not being pushed as much as it should. There's only and you said something, Chefin, about most people who kind of go there, retire or whatnot. I mean, that's true, but that's not so also true as well. I mean, I hate to kind of use this as an example because he's a prominent person, but like Ludacris has moved to Africa. He has dual citizenship with here in the United States and Africa because his wife is from over there. Her mom and all that is over there. So he has an estate built over there where the wife and the mom is from, and so he and his family, they've converted and moved over to Africa, and he's not too much older than us. So I mean,
well, he's got millions more.
That's why I said he's a prominent person.
Okay,
at the beginning. Okay. I'm just using it like an age wise thing. Like he's not that far off from us to where he made that conversion over there. I think most people don't go over there because they're scared of that their way of life is going to change. They are so used to things here in the United States, just as something as simple as a McDonald's. They were like, oh, I don't know what that McDonald's got over there. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a poor excuse, but I mean that's how some people think. Also, I agree with Brother Black. Like if you're gonna make that transition, you're gonna have to research where exactly you want to go. Like for me, when I want to go, I do have aspirations to want to go over there. I want to go to Egypt, or it was called back in the day Kemet. I want to go there, and see all the the historical sites, the pyramids, and the pharaoh chambers, and all that other stuff. But location is everything. Like you guys said, you don't want to be in a impoverished area, because I mean, if that's the case, you might as well just stay where the hell you at. But then, so you got people scared of change. That's the reason why they might not have the funds, to make that type of transition. If you're going to, you got to know the lay of the land. So if you're going to make that transition, if you're able to, I would suggest maybe fly out there for a couple of weeks, get to know the surrounding area before you commit to something like that, if you have the finances to do it. But I mean, there's also just a lot of shit over there that's different. Not just fast food wise. You got how they govern themselves, the laws, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just completely different than here in the United States. And people who don't know any better might think that it's more stringent over there. You can go to jail and face like some corporal punishment type shit, or they might cut your hand off, or some shit like that.
Yes, it depends.
Whereas
you hear
you hear amongst killers and whatever, and solitary confinement and all this other shit. So I mean there's just like a lot of different reasons why, outside of just finances, why I don't think we're so engaged to want to go back to where we came from.
Yeah.
So, but I have this question for y'all. Because Brother Black said he talked to some people about there and how they said it was so beautiful and things of that nature. So my question is, if Africa is so beautiful and everything like that, why do they come here for quote unquote better opportunities at life and financial gains and stuff like that? if Africa, the continent, is, you know what I mean? Like, y'all, now I want to ask y'all that question.
Well, here, let me go. I would think that the point that Jamel Hill made, and I would agree with, is that America is marketed different than basically every other country. Its slogan is the land of opportunity.
Right.
Whereas Africa is a continent, and it's mostly just referred to as Africa. The individual countries are not broken down. So when the people who say, "Oh, it's beautiful over here," those are just those one-off where you're like, "Oh, that's a very individual experience you're there." But I can see on a bigger scope that there's all these Africans coming over here, but these people are really refugees, in an actual moment of turmoil, whatever country or region or whatever it is. Where
not all of them. Not all of them.
No, certainly not every single one of them.
I mean, there's a percentage of them, because we know this from when we was in high school, when we was witnessing it. We have friends that come from over there, and they was telling us that those who were quote unquote refugees. So I trust me, I understand that, but not all of them are refugees. They genuinely come over here because they're looking for a better way of life. Some come over here to get a job, to be able to send money back home to take care of their mom and dad and stuff like that.
So then the other would be that group of folks who, in reality, they probably aren't necessarily, in a not living in squalor, but just to figure out a better life. And when they're thumbing through the index of countries to move to, the one that says land of opportunity, that one's definitely going to stand out. I mean, the only one calling itself, that in the first place. Can you even name another country?
Fucking bullshit.
Give a slogan from another country? Some phrase that people usually use when referring to another country, other than like weed in Amsterdam. I mean, I don't know. That might be the next one in line after that.
We don't need goofy motherfuckers that did some shit like
so
that.
It just kind of makes sense then that people just see like if they're looking for opportunity, they go to the place that's called opportunity. It makes sense there. So you just get that.
I say that, and the only reason why I asked that, and Brother Black, you can go ahead and chime in after that. I just wanted to say that because, to me, no matter where you are, you're still going to face adversity. You're still going to struggle. You're still going to have the same issues as if you was in the United States, Africa, or whatever. That's why, what I'm saying, you see these people moving, thinking that if I move here, I'm going to have a better way of life. And when they get here, or we get there, whatever, some things might improve, but as a whole, you're still in the same shit. Go ahead, Brother Black. I just wanted to get that in there.
I really can't speak for why they moved here. I mean, I guess I could say I agree with both of y'all with the whole land of opportunity shit, which I think is a fucking joke in itself, but to each his own. But hey, with them being over there, they feel like some shit ain't just how we feel when we in certain states before we moved here or whatever. Shit's not going on the up and up, so they want to, change. Or they got family here that's telling them, hey, well, come here. They got jobs in this city. So, that be part of their thing of them coming here. They got family members there. They telling them
let me ask you this. So instead of, like, say, for example, you lived in the Congo, but you got family in the Sudan. So instead of hopping a whole nother continent, why would you think to move to another country in the continent you're already on?
If they,
I'm pretty sure you have family there as well.
So that might be the case. And like I said, this is hypothetical, but if they're living in poverty just like I am, why would I go stay with them to increase the shit even more? When, you know what I'm saying?
So, but why go to another country and put on another continent when you have nothing to come over here just to get maybe a morsel more than what you already had?
come on, brother. We already know damn well when they come over here, they get a little bit more assistance and help, period, and resources that they not gonna get over
which
there.
is a lot different. How
Well,
the
not all of
U.S. and
them, but yes,
certainly
I agree.
say
I agree, but not
historically, these
all of them.
last few years have been a bit rough. But historically, yes, the U.S. has been overly welcome to people immigrating to the United States, and they do provide a lot of programs and assistance to help them get themselves established. So I can see it again. That's a part of that land of opportunity marketing scheme that they have. Well, come on over here, and they, will help you get yourself established, and these particular ways. Versus, I bet you, well, there are some. Obviously, there are probably a lot of different countries in Africa that are not as well set up and able to do that, or even as friendly border to border, especially when it starts coming to how tribal a lot of parts of Africa are, a lot of the precious resources that are around there, stuff like that, all starts coming into play about how those countries can control people going in and out of, let alone if they're even friendly with the United States in the first place. And that's got to be a big consideration when moving around the world. Who moves to Russia? Like who, as from the American side, like other than these stupid 90-Day Fiance cats, other than those guys, who the fuck is moving to Russia on some? Oh, that just seems like a great place for me to go because of this opportunity. Like nobody, but America, yeah, and all their friends, and I get backdoor access to all their friends that they allies with and all of that too. So that's why I would assume anyways. And then on top of that, then it comes in the refugees and people just genuinely really trying to get their way out of some sort of squalor. And right, if I live in a poor place, in one part of Africa, I don't know that I'd move to another country in Africa to live with my other poor family per se.
Let me ask you brothers a question. Let's say there's migration. I'm not going to put a number on it, but there's migration of brothers and sisters going back to Africa. And I know this is a hypothetical, but we've been talking hypothetical for about 20 minutes now. Do you think brothers and sisters will get better treatment over in the motherland opposed to where we are right now?
From what from all intents of all the reporting I've heard back is yes, overwhelmingly yes. There might be some issues with, once a motherfucker realize you actually are from America, they might be like, well, okay, checking for guns just in case we see he's from the States. But passively, once they get over that, just walking around, shit, you basically are no different than anybody else. I might have
to differ, brother.
I might have
to differ, brother.
I can
because first of all, go ahead. I'll go in after you, brother.
I was gonna somewhat follow you a little bit, Billy, but at the same time, I look at it like this because you gotta look at it like how
can you stop walking around, brother? Can you stop walking around? Because
how we look at some of them coming over here. And they tell us, like, they kind of shun upon us, like, look at us, it's underneath them kind of sort of. So I feel like if we was to go over there, we would have to deal with that at first. But after a while, I think it would fade away. Another thing I would say, you would have areas where motherfuckers gonna be like, oh, we got a victim. Take advantage of a motherfucker because you're not from there. You still fresh. So it's going to be certain aspects. You don't know certain areas not to go to, that sort of thing, whatever the case may be. But I think ultimately, all in all, eventually it would be for the better. I think it would be good. They would fuck with you in a nice way and not be trying to fuck over you. I think it would be on some Southern hospitality type shit over in Africa, honestly.
I partially agree and disagree with y'all brothers. Where I agree with Brother Black is that the Africans here do turn their nose up at us because we're not like them. To them, we're tainted. I've had this conversation before. That's the reason why you don't get a lot of Africans that really fuck with black people like that unless they've been born here and grew up with them to where they became cool and shit like that. But if you was to just come across an African, a brother or a sister on just some meet and greet, try to conversate with them, whatever, good luck. That ain't happening. And I'm telling you actual facts, because they feel like, because we have the Anglo-European Anglo-Saxon blood in us from the slave trade shit, that we're not like them. So that's why they turn their nose up at us. So going over there, trust me, you're gonna face that in a way higher percentage now that you're over there, opposed to the ones here doing it to you. So you got that adversity to face at a higher percentage now, because and Brother Black said it could possibly die down. I don't know about that, because it just depends on where you're at.
Yeah, I'd understand that it's gonna, but if that's the one thing that you got worried about, like just I
didn't finish.
But basically, a lot of the other, all the racial undertones of everything else you do on the day-to-day basis that we deal with here in America are basically gone in Africa. Again, especially if you're not talking, if you just don't say anything and you just generally walking around, everyone gonna think you just from around the spot.
To finish what I was saying, because this brother just didn't make no sense. And
what are you talking about? No, I'm just saying that. You're just worried about that initial interaction.
I couldn't finish because you cut me off, brother. I don't know what more I can say.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to get into the multiples here, and you stuck on this one because I can't move on to the second or third.
Okay.
So, as I was saying before, Brother Cheffen just rudely interrupted me. You got that to worry about at a higher percentage. And as Brother Black said, you're gonna have just how, like, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. You don't hear about motherfucking black militias here in the United States killing black people, do you? But you hear about that shit in Africa, though.
What?
You look how many tourists and shit that go over there and shit that be happening. And I'm not trying to say that's like
a little different
at a
like
super high percentage. I'm just saying, no, it's not different, bro. It's not different.
So you're telling me that there are marauding gangs of black people, of Africans in Africa, going around specifically robbing and targeting black Americans in Africa?
I'm telling you that there are militias in Africa that do go around targeting tourists and Americans. Yes, they do. And considering that we are labeled as Americans, I'm pretty sure there's a high probability, if you fall into one of them categories in that country, that you could be a victim, as Brother Black was talking about.
Now, I would say in this case, though,
I didn't say you could be a victim.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all brothers need to really read up on this shit.
No, I hear what you're saying.
Because y'all trying to make, and I love Africa, and I'm not trying to speak negative on the country. But what I'm saying is, black people over there are killing black people, and we're not going to make it seem like it's all hunky-dory over there, because it's not. And it wouldn't be all hunky-dory for us over there.
Billy, you told me you ain't never seen Black Diamond. You thought that shit was fake. That shit's true.
Right, yeah. So, I mean, and no one's pretending that there aren't, problematic areas in the continent of Africa, that's for sure. And there definitely are scenarios where clearly these marauding gangs are robbing American tourists or what have you, targeting Americans. But as a whole, if you were just a singular person and you just moved to a small town in a more or less, a calm country in Africa. I mean, a lot of Nigeria is actually pretty calm. So, I mean, there's some tumultuous spots, but let's just say you just moved to a nice place in Nigeria. The odds of you being targeted by a band of marauding, militiamen, it seems very unlikely, or no more likely.
I said it depends on where you at. I said it depends on where you at.
It's violent.
I've always said location.
Yeah, so I mean, it's certainly in the world of probability, sure, but I don't think that is I've never even heard
I'm
of
not
any.
saying I'm not saying that everything over there is violent. I'm not saying every day you're going to encounter gunfire. But what I'm trying to say is we have to get this mind thought out of our head that everything's going to be so great over there, because you don't know what obstacles you're going to have to face over there compared to the obstacles you already been facing your whole life over here.
Sure. I mean, yeah, we know adversity is going to be everywhere, right?
And I would definitely say, so in comparison between them, so furthermore, as far as expand on your question, I feel like as far as for them to come over here, it'd be a lot easier. For us to go over there, it's gonna be a lot harder for us to make it, because even if we do got family there, one, we got to transition from being a fucking American ass to being over there, because they don't move how we move. They don't have a lot of, you know what I'm saying, like cars and like that shit. They probably don't really matter to them, and a bunch of other shit that don't really matter. We take all that shit into like a real need. So it's like I said, transitioning from that, and then learning their ways and shit. So it's gonna be a lot of shit we gotta take heed to as far as with us moving over there. So
right, that's
like I said, I think it'd be cool.
I think, right, Brother D, I think that's exactly kind of what you're saying, is that, I guess people don't want to be, like you said, they're afraid of change, in that they want to just like go to Africa and have the benefits of it, but not change the lifestyle that they have. And when that's clearly going to be a necessity. So I mean, down to the food you're eating, on to the type of place you're living in, or what have you.
Right. So definitely agree with Capo on that. That's why I said I had to chime in and piggyback off that real quick.
So what I've done, if you actually want to go check your mailboxes, I've purchased tickets for us to go to Africa. We're going to be leaving immediately after cast is over, and we're moving to Ghana. Hey, grab your kids, guys.
Wow.
Okay, grab your kids.
Yep.
I'm going to bring my camping stuff. So.
Damn, I just signed this new lease too. I'm glad you could have told me a week ago, brother.
Actually, that's funny. I just said because I just gave it my 30 day. I'm moving out of where I'm at now, moving back into the morning over in Windsor Heights. So I'll be a little bit closer to the action. Right.
You're going to be closer to the kid. Okay.
That's right.
I'm not that far away from Windsor Heights. See? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Okay. What the hell was that?
So the consensus.
Oh, we're just skipping over that. Okay, go ahead.
The consensus of that conversation was that we were in agreement that no matter at the end of the day, change or whatever, you're still going to face adversity regardless. Am I correct?
Absolutely. Okay. That's just the name of the game. That is life. I mean, where I'm moving to, there's gonna be some changing that I'll need to make, some adjustments to life or what have you. But that's just a part of the process. It just makes me stronger.
Right.
That's what they say. Either that or I'll be crying here in a couple of weeks. All to myself. I'll just be in the backyard. I shouldn't have done that. Who knows? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna pretend to.
Well, congratulations on getting a new spot, bro. That's a good thing.
Well, brother, you said, did you have another question, or was that your question? About
it was funny because when you brought up the whole Africa thing, that's kind of what I was wanting to talk about. So you kind of we kind of knocked it out. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so I never, I don't write my rhymes with this man. I don't think of discussions or topics with this man. But today he was right on the head with the motherfucking hammer with that bitch, like for real.
So let's say if money then wasn't a question, if not that everybody was just rich as hell, but just money wasn't the problem, would you move to Africa?
Yep, I would.
I'll start.
I'm out of here.
I'll go ahead.
Would you?
I would move there in a heartbeat, and
what?
I would have. I mean, we don't have all day for me to list the reasons why, but I mean, for one,
well, it sounds like you're going to be battling the militia gangs there. You're tired of the shit. You're tired of the shit.
That's why we're going to do our research,
right?
Because you gotta do your research to figure out where you want to live, and two,
that's right, I've got to avoid
if you have the finances to live over there, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be like well established to the point to where you're not gonna be living in one of those areas where you can face I mean, I don't want to say you can't face robbery anywhere, but robbery to that degree, where you got militia running up on you, guns, AKs blazing, and you're done. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would move over. I would move over there for the experience. I would, because that would get me to really do the research as far as our people. You know what I mean? Like, and as far as myself, and you know, just to be able to travel to the different countries and experience different things. Fuck, I want to go over there just to see Akon City, the city that they named after him, and all the work that he did over there. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's just like, who wouldn't want to go over there to see what the diamond mines look like, the pyramids, and you know, all these historical facts and figures where they say life started or whatever the case may be. I mean, man, look, it's so much shit over there. You know, as long as you're in the proper areas, I mean, I don't see how you could not make a decent living. The only thing that I would question is the education system, and I'm not even questioning like who's smarter. It's just that when you have kids and you're trying to make that move, they're gonna have to go through a different adjustment period, because how they're taught here,
right? You definitely gotta have
wouldn't
some
even
access.
probably exist over there. You know what I mean? Like this, like the whole grading.
Yeah, they're not going to be a whole scale of American history, right? Not a whole.
Right. You know what I mean?
Maybe it is actually, maybe, but it's like the real American history. I'm gonna go home like, Dad, guess what I learned today?
Right. You know,
my teacher is the truth.
Get your popcorn ready, because it's gonna be a long one. You know, but
Black,
no,
would you then? I'm assuming you would then too. You'd move to Africa.
Definitely. Like I said, do my research. I would, if the money's no problem, I'll probably find somewhere else other than Ghana, just because I feel like it's probably kind of overpopulated now.
Right, with the secrets out, huh?
Yeah, well, not necessarily just Ghana, but just I think he's just talking about Africa, period.
Yeah, initially I said Ghana, but I would just look into other spots, period, in the area that, like you said, low probability of the bullshit. We could just live peacefully and be cool.
Right.
Yeah, who wouldn't though? I mean, like,
I sure
you hear the stories, and like, honestly, everybody that I've interacted with, they instantly tell you, like, don't believe the hype, bro. Buildings out there be beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Houses is nice. Like, you can't believe the hype, and like, I want to see it, honestly.
I mean, and hell, if you could go over there and build something of your own from scratch, again, if money wasn't a big question, you know, build something that's tailored and to suit and works perfectly for you, lasts a lifetime, man. Definitely.
I'm pretty sure if we was to, on a hypothetical, let's say you had 3 million, I'm pretty sure you can go over there and live comfortably in a nice, affluent area, get you a house built for a nice house built for a couple hundreds of thousands, and you be cool.
Right. Just live a nice little life over there. Not have to worry about the local police. All right. Well, maybe I don't know. I guess police officers can be corrupt all over the world.
And that's what I said. Like, that's where your research has to come in.
At least they won't be pulling up on you using the N-word. All right. That'll throw you off. Like, Jesus Christ, this cop is crazy.
No, they just slapping your ass with the billy club. That's
right. Just beat the hell out of you, right? I mean, like, just the normal police activity. And that would just be refreshing, to be honest. Just getting my ass kicked because he's an asshole, not because he's a racist as well. So that's be different. All right. Well, I thought I had one other question for you guys, but I can't remember. Huh. All right. Well, Black, what you doing with the phone today, man? What was that? Nice close.
I don't know what this brother. I don't know.
He's all over the place. All right. Well, brothers, I'd say that's a nice, well-rounded episode for today. We will be moving back to Africa. Our next cast will be from there. That's what's going to be exciting. And stay tuned. If you guys ain't doing anything here in about 30 minutes, the Junkyard Gang. Oh, let me give a quick shout out to YouTube, because this YouTube Studios thing does not work very well when you try to let it edit out. Junkyard Gang got flagged again for a video we used. In this case, they won't let us even play it, but it gives you an option to edit it out, and edit it out just the sound though. So it kept the whole video, moved up all the audio, and there's no sound on the end, like the last 2 or 3 minutes of the damn video. The stupidest shit I ever seen. So I don't know if you saw, I went live yesterday and I expressed my frustrations on Thursday for a 16-second clip. So if any watchers out there, please take a look. But I'm broke out into some different clips. So here in about 30 minutes, True Story, Junkyard Gang, True Life Story, number 3 will be posting. Got another one ready to go for next Saturday too. So stay tuned, everybody, for those.
All right. Well, before we get up out of here, just go ahead and let everybody know what you got going on. Anything, anybody got anything coming up? Anybody traveling? Anybody going to see family or anything like that?
Nothing coming up here too soon. Got my birthday coming up here on the 3rd of next month. I might be camping. That about be the most I'm going to do. So.
Okay.
That's it for
All
me.
right. Well, shit. October 3rd, Brother Cheffin's B-Day. He gonna be out there getting his Daniel Boone on as usual.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With the raccoon hat, with the tail hanging in the back. You know what I'm saying? And he got
throwing
a big
tomahawks at
ass
trees and shit.
musket. Nah, you got that. You got a musket, a front loader, where you gotta pour the gunpowder in that bitch.
Right. Get me one of these.
Black, you got anything coming up, bro? You got something coming up? You and Lil G doing anything?
Maybe might go do another round of pedal boats.
I did see that clip out there, man. That's nice. They do any motorized boats, or is it just paddle boats?
Just pedal boats and pedal boats.
Nice.
And canoes with the pedals, standing canoes or whatever the hell them supposed to be.
Did y'all have life jackets?
Did we? Yeah.
I couldn't remember. I'm like, shit, I don't know. Shit.
It's probably required, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Okay.
I didn't know that they allow people to fish out that thing. That's disgusting.
Well, no, it's only disgusting if they eat it. Okay. You know, Waterworks just announced that they have been using like 1 million gallons a day in their water reserves because the Des Moines River is so dirty that they can't even use it as a water source. Waterworks Department just announced they're using 1 million gallons a day of their reserves because they can't take water from the Des Moines River right now. It's so contaminated.
And that should tell you them motherfuckers is eating that fish.
Yeah. See, that's why I'm a catch and release guy, okay? I would not eat the fish out of the Des Moines River. Only in an emergency, okay?
Oh, man. No, I didn't know that, brother. That's good informational news that you just shared to the people, especially those of us, those who watch us here in Des Moines, Iowa, or you know, in the surrounding little suburbs, Urbandale, wherever Des Moines Waterworks touch.
Right.
You know that, because I didn't know that. I didn't know that they were using
Iowa waterways are notorious for being filthy and contaminated. Unfortunately, it's all the farmland, all the agriculture. It's just so much runoff. Nothing they can do about it. Well, I mean, there's nothing they will do about it. Let's just clarify that. So.
Okay. Right.
So I guess,
wow.
we know now.
That's important. That's important to know.
Right.
We gotta go get fish and water from that fucking river. We good as fuck.
Right.
I tell you.
Well, brother DJ, what you got coming up, man?
I ain't got nothing going on really. Got some traveling coming up. On the 18th, I'm going back home to Chicago. That's my son's birthday. So go home, go see some family, let them do some shopping, take the kids, go see some people, whatnot, and call it a weekend. And then October, you know, flying out to Boston, go beat shit down this dude leg in the battle. And hopefully, depending on how things go, I should be in Atlanta in November for another battle. Kind of got to get the logistics on that, but for sure, Chicago and Boston coming up. So it should be fun, should be interesting. Kind of excited to hit the East Coast again and overdue to hit the ring. It's been almost a year because I haven't battled since November, and then all my other battles got canceled.
Oh, right.
So it'd be damn near a year since I battled. Some motherfuckers look like, damn, did you just quit? I'm like, well, I didn't quit, bro. Shout out to COVID. Shit, I can't do nothing about that.
Right.
But other than that, man, that I'm working like y'all brothers, paying the bills like y'all brothers, man. Just trying to, one day at a time type shit. I'm not trying to overdo certain things. You know what I'm saying? I have gone back to the gym a few times. I wear my mask the whole time in there. It's crazy to see people working out without a mask in there. Granted, it's not a whole bunch of people in there when I go, but you still got people not taking it serious. And I just seen on fake news that I think the U.S. hit 6 million coronavirus cases.
Yep.
And I seen where Dr. Fauci or somebody said that we could see 200,000 deaths by next month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're like 160 so far.
That's scary.
Yeah, man.
So all you people who say, well, the flu has killed more people, no.
Way off.
No.
You were way off.
Okay. Way off. And nowhere near at
we're about to hit the flu season.
Nowhere near at the rate or the capacity.
Right.
Nowhere. So I mean, I know you brothers are. Just keep being careful. Family out there, y'all keep being careful. Don't be them people in them overcrowded ass bars and clubs trying to live your best life, because that could be the last day of your best life. So be very fucking careful.
All right, well, gentlemen, I suppose that'll do for today's episode 32, SquadKast, motherfucking podcast. Y'all take care of yourselves.
We out of here, baby.